We're here today at the Pellergy Operations Center, and we're going to review the homeowner level cleaning of the Pellergy Alpha boiler. There are two levels of cleaning, one for the homeowner, the other for the service technician. The homeowner level cleaning is done once every 2 to 3 ton of pellets, and the technician level cleaning done once per year. So we'll start over at the boiler with the user display. On the user display of the Pellergy Alpha boiler, you have an information menu, which you can scroll through to see when the next boiler cleaning or service is due from the homeowner perspective. In this case, the countdown timer has 1,430 hours, which is the factory setting for this boiler. That countdown will go down during hours of operation when the boiler is firing, down to 50, and an orange screen will appear indicating to the homeowner that the boiler cleaning needs to be done soon. It will continue down to 0. The screen will turn red and indicating the cleaning needs to be done immediately. At both of those time periods in the countdown, the Windhogger app will also send email and text messages to the homeowner indicating the cleaning has to be done. In this menu, you can also see the total operating hours of the boiler, total pellet consumption of the boiler, flue gas temperature, what the boiler set point is, and what the current boiler modulation is from 100 down to 30% modulation. So we'll start with the manual. In the manual on page 45, there is a chart for the homeowner level cleaning and points you to the sections of the manual for this cleaning: empty the ash container, clean the combustion chamber and burn pot, and confirm boiler cleaning. We're going to step through those 3 items right now. We start the alpha cleaning on the left-hand side of the boiler where the pellet hopper is located by swinging open the door and revealing the ash bin on the bottom of the boiler. This ash bin is where the boiler self-cleaning mechanism augers and compacts all the ash into this little suitcase. We pull the suitcase handle out and it shuts off the auger from being able to put more ash into the suitcase. Unlatch the side of the case slightly to the left and up, and the case is actually on wheels for ease of movement. The case has 2 latches on it, front and back, and the lid pops off, and you can empty the ash into your garden or compost pile or in the municipal waste stream once you ensure everything is cooled down inside. You can see the mechanism on the side. When you pull the handle out, it just closes down the auger holes and does not allow ash to fall out of the bin as you're moving it. Once you've emptied the ash bin, we want to inspect that the gaskets on the back side of the ash bin are clean and clear, that we don't have any buildup or debris on there. We put the lid back on and clamp down both the front and back latches, and then the bin simply rolls back into its location in the boiler, clasps into position, and then push the handle to open up the ports again. Now that we've emptied the ash compaction bin on the lower left-hand side of the boiler, we're going to open the right-hand side of the boiler where the burn pot is and use these tools that are located on the left door to assist us. You do want to let this boiler cool down to below 140 degrees before you open it to prevent burning. And once we open this, we have access to the burn pot. A simple swing open of the door, no disassembly required. We have a tool that can assist us in removing the burn pot if it is in fact a little hot, and the opposite side of this becomes a scraper. Being that we're cool now, we can simply pull the burn pot elements out, the top ring of the burn pot and the bottom burn pot assembly. We'll show you these parts, and the air pin. This air pin is something you want to look at, make sure all the holes are opened up and they're nice, clean and clear. Same with the inner burn pot assembly. There's secondary combustion air holes. Just make sure those are opened up. The next thing we want to do is look down into the burn pot and look for any type of buildup inside of it. If there is buildup in there, we can simply pop the top plate out of the burn pot. This is a nice smooth stainless steel surface, and we have a small scraper here. If there's buildup on this plate, we can scrape this off. You can scrape it right into the ash pit. There's no need to get dirty out here at all. Keep everything right in the ash pit of the boiler. And then this plate operates on a secondary plate down below it. We want to make sure that's clean as well. We can do that with this little hand scraper, or the opposite side of our removal tool can go drop down in and rotate to scrape off any buildup that may be present on the burn pot. If there is no buildup, there's no need to disassemble this, but a visual check is a necessity. When reassembling the burn pot parts, there is a diagram in the manual, and the key feature in either size boiler, either the A100 or the A60, is this little keyway here engaged to the actuator, which is the burn pot clean out. So when this drops back in, we want to make sure that the little fork comes through the side of the burn pot, and you can see it coming through right here, and drop it in and engages with the pin. Now when this actuator moves back and forth, the burn pot empties clinker out the bottom. The reassembly of the secondary combustion air, there's a slot coming up the side, and on the back side of the burn pot, there's a matching slot for this to drop down into, and you can simply rotate it a little bit to have that drop right into place. The air pin has an alignment feature on it that also drops down into place with a small hole, and this has no alignment. The top ring just sets in on top. And that's the cleaning of the burn pot. Following the cleaning of the burn pot, the last item we want to check on the hot side of the boiler is the baffle plate that rests below the thermal probe. To remove the baffle plate, simply lift it up and place it down on top of the burn pot to keep any ashes from falling down into the burn pot. The provided brush that's on the left-hand door can be used to brush any buildup of ash just down into the ash pit, where the boiler will remove it into the compaction. And we want to check the thermal probe that is up in here, the stainless steel probe, and make sure that is clean and clear of any ash buildup as well, and hit it with the brush if need be. Once we do that, we can simply take our baffle plate and put it back up into position with the back notch facing into the boiler, and the notch in the center resting on its little shelf. Following that, we close the boiler back up and tell the system that it has been cleaned. Once we've emptied the ash bin and cleaned the burn pot side of the boiler, we're going to go into the boiler's control system and simply tell it that the cleaning has been performed to reset the timers. We do this by selecting the menu and the operator level menu by hitting choose. And the first item on here is boiler cleaning. We're going to choose that. There's a prompt that comes up that says, has the boiler and burner cleaning been performed? And we confirm this by saying yes. That parameter is then saved in the boiler, and all of the clean out countdown timers have been reset.